Okay. NXT Takeover rival. This is the reason you have the network. You have the network for NXT and for takeovers. The pay-per-views are extra. They've had better takeovers as like an overall show, but this show is just, again, freaking fantastic. This is Triple H just hitting the ball out of the park, and then it goes into the parking lot, and then explodes into fireworks. Opening contest. Tyler Breeze, Hideo Itami, or you might know as Kenta. No, why is Tyler Breeze taking on Hideo Itami? Oh, Hideo lost last week in the number one contendership tournament. Tyler Breeze, who lost to Hideo, was upset because he'd rather lose to the person who becomes number one contender instead of just a random person. Tyler Breeze comes out with a selfie stick, and these two guys put on a nice, essentially brawler sort of match, but they're crisp. Kenta, his kicks sound like freaking shotguns. Just beautiful move there. Tyler Breeze, nice amount of aggression, pulls off the kind of arrogant, selfie-loving character, just fantastic. Great amount of kicks, great back and forth. I love how they constantly tease a GTS for Hideo. Great stuff. He hits the running knee, gets the 1-2-3. Nice opener. We then go to our no DQ match between Baron Corbin, the guy who has the awesome finish at the end of days. Essentially, most of his matches could be broken down into a GIF for quite some time. Why is he facing Bull Dempsey again? Well, Bull Dempsey cost him his match in the number one contendership tournament. Start to see a pattern here? How they were able to take one tournament and make like half the card about what happened in the tournament. So they have a no DQ match. Not a lot of chair usage or no DQ usage. There is kind of a botch moment where they're going over the top rope together, and you've got about 600 pounds of guy trying to go over the top rope fluidly. Makes sense. It's going to look kind of sloppy. I don't blame anybody for that. It's just physics. Bull Dempsey, big, hard-nosed guy wearing like the King Kong Bundy singlet. Baron Corbin just drips it factor. All in all, decent match. I'm not expecting these two guys to come out and have like a classic. You can tell they had a little bit of hesitation here and there, like they were off just a half step. Corbin hits end of days. Not his most beautiful looking one, but the fact that he did it while Bull was running in with the chair, caught him like in mid-run to do the finisher. Nice. It pretty much finished off that major feud because Bull's lost 3 in a row. Unless Bull does something else to scream out a match, that feud is done. But good match, worked well. Lucha Dragons had a return match since they lost the titles to random white guys with dubstep music. Blake and Murphy. For a long time they were jobbers, but they worked really hard. I mean, they're really well-crafted, hard-working people who end up kind of being jobbers. But they work really hard, and they're actually a really solid team. I think these guys were really nervous because lots of matches had a lot of hesitation. There was a lot of hesitation of this whole match. Kalisto went to do another one, kind of like a springboardy sort of move. He went to jump towards the middle rope, then essentially bounce off it to do a flip to the outside, and his foot kind of missed. Of course, makes sense. The rope he was trying to bounce off of was where you had one of the other tag members at, so I could easily there's a little bit of sweat. Recovered quickly. They just didn't seem to be fully synced up as well as they should have been. A couple of nice tag team moves done by Blake and Murphy. The announcing did a great job in saying, Blake and Murphy, they're together all the time. Sin Cara and Kalisto, they're not. Sin Cara's on Raw, he's on SmackDown, he's got main events, he's got superstars. So they're able to kind of say, they might not be as great of as wrestlers, but they have a lot better teamwork and team chemistry. And that made sense. And it made the match actually work pretty well. So of course they retain their tag belts. Yeah, decent match, not bad. They've had better tag matches, but this was, again, a really solid tag match. Finn Balor, Adrian Neville. My wife and I were doing P90X at the time. While this was going on, we're just reading from the book so we can take more breaks. But we both stopped when Finn Balor came out. With the paint and like the dreads and all that. Just when he comes out for a big match feel, it screams big match feel. He's got like almost a mini Undertaker style presence when he wants to. And Balor and Neville just good stuff. Oh, this is wrestling. Oh, Vince just retired and H just take all of NXT and just push them onto like Raw and be like, the first hour of Raw is just going to be NXT. And then John and whoever else, Roman Reigns, can just talk in the ring for the next hour. It's not going to matter because we're going to do like 3 15-minute long matches. So we got time for commercial breaks. And a small amount of in-ring stuff. We're just going to make them be like, oh my god, this is a great hour of wrestling. And then we're going to have the random Raw take place afterwards. Finn Balor is now throwing in this running dropkick to knock his opponent to the other turnbuckle. That is just... Every time I see it, I just picture these guys going in for like neck surgery the next day. It's just this running, stiff forward dropkick that just like bazooka blasts his opponents into the turnbuckle where you see their heads hit like the middle turnbuckle. It's just freaking sick. Oh, but great match. Beautiful back and forth. Finn Balor takes the win. Is your new #1 contender for the NXT Championship. Just... your mind gets blown, and then the parts that are exploded, get blown away, are blowing up. So it's kind of like a thermonuclear explosion, then followed by like fireworks and little explosions. It's just, such good stuff. And then fatal 4-way Divas match. Becky Lynch in new ring gear. Bayley in slightly new ring gear. Charlotte in regular ring gear. Sasha Banks in regular ring gear. So many great suplexes, pump handle suplexes, exploder suplexes, belly to belly suplexes, belly to Bailey suplexes, top rope suplexes, top rope Hurricane Ranas, Frankenstein. Just think of a move and it was probably in this match. Just except for like an F5 or an AA. Oh, these 4 women went out there and put on what I will say is the best Divas match of the year until the next takeover. Sorry, main roster. You've got some workhorses, but they are not giving you the time to put on a match like this. Triple H has mentioned he has to adjust the mind of the casual fan. Kevin Dunn. To get people to care about women's wrestling. If you were to put a match on of this caliber and give them 10 minutes, guess what? People will care about women's wrestling. I have a feeling. People do care about women's wrestling. They don't care about the divas you have wrestling. Just gonna throw that out there. This match is fantastic. A beautiful ending. I mean, I think Charlotte took, almost everyone's finishers. Everyone got to toss out a finisher. There were some double team moves that were just beautiful. Remember, you get the network free for a month, so get it for free. Just watch Takeover, Rival. Watch the other takeovers and then cancel it. Forget Fast Lanes. Just watch NXT. Suckle at the teeth that is Triple H's greatness when it comes to professional wrestling. Sasha Banks has Charlotte in a crossface. Great crossface. Great crossface. John Cena, you watching her do a crossface? She's actually like the hands are actually locked and she's actually reaching back, and it's not like she's like squeezing the person with like the forearms. Has Charlotte's trying to make it to the ropes, can't quite make it, and Sasha's just freaking torquing the crap out of her. Just so good. You can tell Charlotte's not going to tap, but she's getting so weak. Banks lets go of the crossface. Rolls her into a crucifix. 1, 2, 3. Sasha Banks, new champion. And it ends, you can tell Banks is getting emotional. Like, she's the heel, but she's still kind of like, I'm champ. I'm champ. She's smiling. She's like, I'm a champ. I'm a champ. So of course then Charlotte comes over. They kind of they go for like the the handshake. So they go for a hug. Then do the push away and all that. So allowed her to have her moment, to get that little like bit of emotion through, and then be like, oh sorry, I'm a heel. Sorry. Then we see another beautiful promotional package talking about Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens. Yes, Kevin Steen, El Generico is your main event for the NXT Championship. They begin just staring at each other. Sami's going to try to get in close. Owens books it out of the ring. And it's like, this is beautiful heel psychology. We don't see this. We do not see heel psychology like this on the main roster. We don't. And it's just, the crowd is just so into it. Because these two guys have such intensity. And Owens keeps on rolling out of the ring. Just enough to kind of like, it's building that tension. It's building that tension. I just, no, not right now. Build it, not right now. And it's just, it's done so well and so deliberate. And then that match gets going. And it is Owen beating the daylights out of Zayn. This is like a Lesnar Cena SummerSlam style beatdown. Zayn's just getting a decent amount of offense. And they do some great spots. You just see Steen hits, I want to say it's one of his package neck breakers. Just, oh, he can't do that on the main roster. That's going to be like that is going to be like your WrestleMania, that's your big match move right there. Hits the big power bomb. Zayn kicks out. Hits another power bomb. And another power bomb. Goes for more lackadaisical, because now all of a sudden you got paramedics down the ringside. It's more lackadaisical cover. Zayn still kicks out. At that point, Owen's like, power bomb, power bomb, power bomb. Ref stoppage. They pan to the crowd, and the crowd is just, like, he just killed Sami Zayn. We just witnessed someone get murdered in the ring, which is sick power bomb after sick power bomb. And the ref hands Owens the title. 2 months to the day Kevin Owens made his NXT debut. He is your new champion. Even I was like, my wife before the match, she goes, you think they put the title on him? And I was like, I know he was one of the guys that H really wanted to have. And I was like, this match could go either way. When's the last time you watched a match where you were 50-50 who was going to win? And who, regardless of who won, you were going to be shocked and you were going to be amazed. And they put on a great match with a fantastic ending. Like I said, you get the network free for the month of February. Forget Royal Rumbles and Roman Reigns, forget all that crap. NXT. The future of the WWE looks awesome.